Hello, Jennifer, and whoever else is lurking. I can see there's a few people there, but you're lurking. You're not in the chat yet. Welcome. I just thought I'd do a little quick live today. I've got a little bit excited because I've booked my flights to go to England in September. So I thought I'd let you know because I haven't got the full itinerary yet, but I thought I'd let you know the basics of where I'm going when I'm there. Because a few places I actually didn't realise I was going to, so I'm a little bit happy about that because I didn't really want to go to London. I've had a few friends go over to England recently and they said, yeah, this London, like there's certain places just to steer clear of at the moment. But that's all right. I'll be with a group of people that know what they're doing, so I'm happy about that. Hey, Cheryl. Yes. So I just thought I'd talk to you and let you know what I'll be up to. I've also got lined up in place of Enzo on Sunday. Bless his cotton socks. I've got a guest lined up. I've just got to check with him the time's okay, but he says yes, he'll come in. So that'll be nice. So you'll have some eye candy, ladies. Okay, some eye candy for Sunday. He's got where are we? Oh, I won't spoil it just in case he says, oh, no, that time's no good. Hello, Betty. Hi, beautiful lady. Hello, darling. How are you today? I hope you're okay. Each day is a new step, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, I was doing, Betty, it's been 5 years since my son passed. And last night, nightmares. I woke up, I had nightmares. I had terrible dreams that other people I loved were in an accident, and then I had visions of the accident, and ugh. And so my whole day was ruined yesterday, and today, this morning. But I'm okay now. It just never freaking goes away. Just sort of sits there in the back. But yeah, we all have our days, so I hope today is okay for you, Betty. And everybody, just remember, hello, Michael, no matter what, if you're ever in a sticky situation, always try to reach out to me. You know, you can find me however you want to find me. I can't fix everything. I can't even fix everything for myself. But sometimes it's just nice to have an ear, or just to indeed just know that you're not the only one that sometimes thinks you're crazy. I just thought I'd let you all know where I was off to. So some of you already know that, oh gosh, I've had this trip paid for it, not January gone, January before. So that's how long ago I paid for this trip. I'm glad it's September and it wasn't like any other time, because I would have been stuffed. I should be right come September. Or the doctors are with me too, like the doctors, yes, you'll be right for your trip. So I'm happy for that. Hi, Blue Sky Lisa. Yeah. Oh, Maisie, hello, darling. You can listen to this, Maisie. I've got a rough idea of where I'll be going on this trip in England when I go in September. So I thought I'd let everybody know. She's still got to send me. MJ still has to send me the actual itinerary of where we'll be staying and what days and all that sort of thing. But I've got a rough idea. So it starts, I've got to be in England. I've already booked my flights, so I'll be in England on the 30th of August. And that gives me time to have a good old sleep and get over jet lag. But I'm hoping it won't be too bad, because I booked, like, the first part of the flight is 12 hours, I think, and I land in Dubai. I've only got an hour and a half once I land in Dubai until I get on the flight to go to England. But I'm hoping I'll be able to sleep. But if not, that's why I've gotten there a day or so early, so I can have a good sleep before it all starts. But so I'll read you what it says. It says I've got, bring it over here, Karen, so I can read it properly, so it's in front of my head. I don't want that. I opened up the wrong page. So according to the thing, I'll be staying in some notoriously haunted inns I'll visit some of the oldest stone circles. I was not going to bother with Stonehenge, but it's part of this, so there you go. So I will visit some of the oldest stone circles. I will explore medieval England and visit the birthplace of William Shakespeare and investigate at a location that Shakespeare himself is said to haunt. I will explore London and visit St Paul's Cathedral. Big Ben, that'll be cool. Big Ben and the Tower of London. I wanted to go there, so there you go. That's good. And don't forget a shopping trip to Camden Town. Where's Camden Town? Ian, where's Camden Town? I'm just reading, Ian, hello. I'm just reading off where the places I'm supposed to be seeing for the first 2 weeks I'm in England with this tour thing I paid for over a year ago now. What else does it tell me? I will take a walk through one of the oldest, most beautiful cemeteries, said to be the home of the Highgate vampire. Have a meal in Wales at their oldest inn called the Skirrid Mountain Inn and investigate it. There you go. Rumoured to be haunted by several ghosts. Spend the night investigating a castle once used as a tuberculosis hospital and haunted by more than 15 ghosts. And then it just says I'll be doing 4 paranormal investigations over the 11 days or 10 days in England and Wales. 10 nights accommodation. I'll be staying in some very haunted inns, a lovely hotel, and a haunted castle. So I'll be sleeping in the haunted castle. Where else? Medieval Henley in Arden. I did look at a photo of that. That looks very pretty. Oh, you're a northerner then, Ian. Okay. So I've got to look up some of these places that I've never heard of. I've heard of the Highgate Cemetery. Then it says will take part in a cleansing ritual within an ancient stone circle and then have dinner at the Bell restaurant, whatever the Bell restaurant is. It's probably a chain of restaurants, is it, Ian? Going to St Paul's Cathedral, Tower of London, a Thames River cruise, visit Big Ben, Westminster Abbey. Ooh. And the London Eye. I'm scared of heights. I'll just look at it from the bottom. Go to Stonehenge. Go to Castle Ruins in Wales. And travel back in time through one of the last moated houses in the UK. I wonder where that is. Apparently at that what did I call it? Skirrid Mountain Inn. It says 180 hangings took place in that inn. Oh, it must have been like not just an inn back in the day. And I'm going to Warwick Castle, however you want to say it, and more to be confirmed. So there you go. Sounds pretty cool. I know it does sound like I'll need a holiday after that, doesn't it, Cheryl? I kind of will, because that starts on the 1st of September, goes through to the 11th. So on the 11th, when it finishes, I'll just stay the night somewhere, because I probably will be exhausted. I'll just stay wherever it ends. I'll just get a little room and stay the night, then grab a hire car and then drive on up to see Maisie. And on the way, stop a few places, but then go to visit Maisie and take Maisie out for the day or something, or do something fun. Thanks, Maisie. Camden Town. Yeah, so I'm going to see Camden Town. I'm going to try not to. I'm travelling very light. I do this all the time and end up regretting it, but I never take check-in luggage. Like I never check in a bag on the way, because I always worry I have missed a connecting flight due to that, waiting for my baggage, and they didn't. Hi, horror. Sky Talker, hello. So I usually just take a carry-on suitcase and a bag, like my laptop or whatever. So that's all I want to do. And the problem is, I know I'm going to find some little old antique stores or things like that in England. I love my little collectibles. So if I find anything like that, I think postage from England excuse me, is a lot cheaper and normal than posting from America. To post things to Australia from America is astronomical. Um, so yeah, so I'll probably, if I buy anything, I'll just wrap it up really well and post it home to myself, or add to my suitcase collection. I don't mind so much on the way home having a suitcase to check in. I just hate it on the way there. But we'll see. Hopefully, I'll try not to spend any money because money's always tight. Dr. Deb, hello, sweetheart. Hi. I've still got a bit of a high pitched voice. I think everybody can see, if you have a look there, you can see my scar. I figured I won't hold it anymore, but it's not all anymore. I hit it because it's still a bit swollen, you can see, but it's healing up well. I have my next operation next Friday, and then that's it. That's it until I get back. The doctors have told me I'll need another operation when I get back, so probably October. And then apparently I will be fine. Oh, dear. Enjoy your CT scan. I'm not on for long today anyway. It's just sort of, I just wanted to say hey to everybody and check in on everybody, see how Betty was doing, and yeah, go enjoy. Oh, P.S. to you too. Yeah, I am healing well. I knew that the thyroid thing would be a big, because they consider that what do you call it, a big surgery, major surgery. So I knew that'd take a little bit, but the other ones I'm getting done are pretty quick. Like I shouldn't have any downtime, I don't think. So I am going to some pretty awesome places when I go to England. I should have my energy and all my medications sorted by then, so I shouldn't want to fall asleep. That'll be good. I don't want to fall asleep on it. And I'm sort of excited because I don't know how many other people watch it, but I watch a lot of shorts on YouTube from the horses that the King's Guard, the soldiers on the horses with the hats, the funny hats and stuff. They stand outside of the entrance. That I can't remember what the entrance is where they stand, but you walk through there and then you can keep walking, and I believe it takes you down to Buckingham Palace. But yeah, I want to go. I want to go to see the horses. There's one in particular I'm hoping is there. That particular horse, I've forgotten his name now. Starts with O, I think, but he bites everybody. I just want to stand there and watch him bite people. That's terrible, isn't it? Yes, Cheryl, my voice, I go from speaking sort of normally and then I go like that because it starts to get a bit sore. It's funny. Okay, Sky, have a good day, sweetie. I'll be up. I'm live on Sunday. I've got a special guest on Sunday, Sky. So, oh yeah, not the parade. I don't want to see the parade, Ian. It's if it's on, I'll look at it. But or unless that's what it's called. Is that what it's called? It's just where there's boxes, the horses box, like they guard the gates and the horses are in the boxes. And there's a sign on it that says, horses can bite and kick and please don't touch the reins. Of course, all the visitors that don't read English touch the reins and get yelled at, and the horses do bite. But yeah, you got to be careful. They're pretty. They're pretty. They're not. Oh, that's what it's called. Oh, cheers. Good. Then I'll know where I'm. Have to ask a cab driver to take me. Then, won't I? I'm pretty excited. I also looked up because I, what I'm like. I've got my own family tree and stuff, and I had a look up where my ancestors, so my great grandma used to live, and they lived in Spitalfields. They were right near Whitechapel, actually, but not in Whitechapel. And then they moved to, Karen, what did you do with that address? I looked it up, actually. It's a nice house. I won't go and knock on the door of the house or anything, but I'll tell you where it is in a minute for anyone who might know. But I thought I'd like to just walk past the house and know that my great-grandma used to live there, and she used to walk out of those doors. It is, oh God, internet's so slow. Where am I? Walworth, W-A-L-Worth, Walworth in London. So Larkham Street. So I looked it up and I thought, oh, beautiful, it's still there. So I thought if it's possible or wherever it is, if it's not too far out, but it looks like a lovely area. So I don't know. Um, Cheryl, no, no, I don't. I prefer to travel by myself only because then I'm my own. I don't have to, like the first 2 weeks, I'm not traveling by myself. I'm with it. It's a group of people. There's 9 of us all together. Um, um, so that's different. But so far as just getting a hire car, I'll get it. Like I'll over the once I get my itinerary proper and know exactly where I'm going to be with the group, then when I know what the last day is there, I'll map out where I want to go and I'll just get a hire car. Can't be that hard to drive around England. It's only a tiny little place compared to Australia, where you drive for 13 hours and you're not even where you want to be yet. But yeah, no, I like to travel. But plus, I meet so many people. Like it's nice, when you're by yourself, people say hello and I can take. So if I don't feel like moving on, if I feel like I really like it here, I might stay a bit longer. I can. I don't have anybody sort of saying, "Oh no, come on, I want to go and do such and such." Um, Dr. Deb says, interesting question, Cheryl. I always travelled alone and preferred it most of the time as well. Yeah, I just like it. You can just do what you want. I don't get, because I like time to myself as well. So once I've had a big day, I like to just, chill out. You do it, meet the most incredible people. Get a tube to Parliament Square, then mooch up Whitehall towards Trafalgar Square. See Downing Street on the left, the Centre Path and Hall. Ah, all right. Okay, thank you, Ian. I want to get the little black cabs. I hope they still have those cute little black cabs in England, They probably don't. They've probably got modern cars now. But I want to, if I'm going to be in London, I might as well do the cabbie thing. Yeah, I don't know. But I am looking forward to it. And of course, I'll be meeting up with Beardo and Mrs. Geek. I've got what's it called? Ancient Ram Inn, Ancient Ram Inn, booked with them. I've looked up the history of the inn, um, and quite honestly, apart from the fact that it was probably used for different purposes all the way back when it was built, it was primarily always just a pub. And people went there and had fun, and and I don't know really about the bones that were found. The only information I could find on that is the information given out by the when they were found, so by the owner, who's now passed away, rest in peace. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. It's a very old building, though. I mean, that's oh crikey, bit of a bang. Something's going on out there on my roof. I think there's birds fighting. Um, uh, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't expect to see any incubuses or succubuses or demons. And it's interesting that they say they think rituals and things took place. I think the only rituals that have taken place there are the ones that have been performed by people who go in there to investigate it. I could be wrong. But I am interested to see that little town too, because that looks pretty cute. And that's my thing, because I love all the old buildings. Of course, England is full of them, so, and Scotland. And I do hope, although I don't know how, because I'll have 2 weeks after the tour finishes that I'm on. I'll have 2 weeks. So in that 2 weeks time, I've got a lot that I would like to do. So we'll see how I go. But my wish is to get up to Scotland, obviously, shoot across to Ireland just to say I've been there. And because I don't need a visa, I thought I did, and I thought, oh, that could be a pain in the ass. I don't need a visa if I want to go through I don't know, Ian, what's it called? That goes under to take you across to Paris, to France. Since I don't need a visa and I can go across to so long as I've got my passport, I thought I might go and have a look at the Eiffel Tower. It's Cheryl. It's supposed to be cold. Yeah, it's supposed to be cold. So we'll see what happens. But got myself a nice coat and gloves and earmuffs, and so I'll be warm, and some nice warm boots. Oh, thanks, Maisie. Yeah, so things can't be too hard, I don't think. Oh, it must be windy outside. My roof, I can hear, I don't know if you can hear it. There's like a boom, 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 boom. It's my roof in the wind. It must be windy outside. And there's kids screeching over there. I don't know why there's kids screeching. I don't know about anyone else, but when kids squeal or screech, it's not that, if I'm unsure, are they okay? Like, is that I'm playing, or is that I'm in trouble? I get really anxious. But I love the sound of kids playing, like when they're laughing and giggling. That's the best sound, I reckon. So that's what's happening with me. And as I say, Enzo won't be on the live with me this weekend because he's off doing some stuff in Janice. Oh, he'll kick me if he's listening. The home of the UFO thing. He said about Janessa in Kansas somewhere. Anyway, I don't know. I've forgotten, but I did share it on the Facebook. So, but he's off. So I did ask another friend if he wanted to pop in and join me on Sunday because I haven't spoken to him in years. So we'll see what's happening. Oh, it is windy. Yeah, I can hear. My roof doesn't rattle like that unless it's windy or there's someone running on my roof. I missed you when you're heading out. I missed when you're heading out, Karen. Heading out to England in September. I'll be there on the 30th of August, and my little 11 days. The 1st to the 11th, 1st of September to the 11th of September is the group where there's 9 of us and my friend MJ. No, there is a visa waiver, and I don't need a visa. So, yeah, for most of Ireland, all of that, I don't need a visa. So that's really good. So September, and I'll come home. I head home on the 27th of September. So I'll be gone 4 weeks. So fingers crossed it all goes well. I'm looking forward to it. Just so long as in the world nothing goes wrong. I'll be really spitting chips if anything kicks up before my trip to England. But we'll see. I think it'll be all right. Fingers crossed. Got to stay positive. What was I telling you? Oh, yes. So I spoke to a friend that on and off I say hello to him every now and then. He's got a channel called Ghosting Paranormal. I think that's what it's called, Ghosting Paranormal. He took a break from paranormal for a while, and I think he's getting back into it now, and he sent me a couple of messages, and I said, oh, what are you doing on Sunday? And he said, oh, nothing, why? And I said, oh, well, my Sunday, his Saturday night. I said, come on my live. I said, I'll send you a link. So he said, cool, so long as the time, he's Central time, so I'll send him a link. So you'll get to meet my friend Derek from Ghosting Paranormal. He's been to a lot of really interesting places. I like Derek. When I met him, I was a little bit tipsy, and I remember giving him lots of life advice. I'm surprised he still talks to me. Yes, it should be an awesome trip. I'm hoping. I do, Cheryl. I do hope it's an awesome trip. Yeah, and other than that, let me think. So Enzo's not here, but Derek will be. And I'm working, I'm slowly putting together, because I'm researching a few different ideas on how one should try to converse with a spirit. I'm going a different way. I'm not going the way, with all the gadgets and stuff are still okay, I guess. But as I was saying the other day, I was talking to Crow and a few others. Hi, Caroline. That watching paranormal content now, unless it's the people that you really enjoy seeing. So, like the Ouija brothers or whatever, I like watching them because, again, they're in England and they go to all these awesome old houses and manors, and they go to some pretty interesting places that, from my perspective, I love to look at anyway, regardless if there's a ghostie. But I've noted that really in all the years that people have been investigating, we only ever come up with EBPs that you can't prove really. Yes, it's interesting and all that sort of thing, and it's strange and it's weird. But again, unless you're by yourself when you're investigating, how can you rule out things? That's a skeptic in me. But there's nothing, like, no one finds anything. People say, oh, there's a shadow, but as it turns out, if you really look at it, it's probably just not. Like, no one's actually found anything investigating the way they have for the last 20 years. Something's got to. There's something. It has to be looked at it in a different way. So I'm looking at it in a different way. I've just got to work out with how I'm thinking, how one would actually investigate with that in mind. So I'm working on that. I'm researching. We'll see what happens. Either way, probably, guys, we won't know until we drop dead ourselves. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful there's something nice out there in the end. Let me see. I don't think I've missed anybody's questions. Oh, yeah, and Cheryl, yeah. Cheryl still gets a croaky voice after Cheryl had her thyroid taken out too, for those of you that did not see her comment. That's the dog snoring. That's not a strange noise I'm making. Oh, the little rats, the baby rats, if any of you saw them the other day or no, the little baby rats are doing well. There's only, out of the 3, 2 are really doing well. And there's one that I'm thinking he might not make it, but I'm still trying. But we'll see. But I think 2 of them are going to be just dandy. They squeak and they want their milk and then they curl up. They're so tiny. Yeah, Dr. Deb. It's just that I'm bored with watching paranormal content. I'm just bored. There's nothing, unless they're going somewhere where I think, oh, I've heard of that place, and like I want to look at where they are, because I don't trust histories given anymore. There's too many false histories given by property owners. So I don't. So that's the other thing. If somebody goes to a place and says, we're at the notorious blah, blah, blah house, and, oh, it's said that this happens, and there's a demon, and there's this, and there's that. That part now I find really boring, because I think, yeah, okay, probably not. I'd much rather like to know, when was it built, who built it, that sort of history. And if someone died in it, but proper, like the proof, not just, oh, and there's a demon in the attic. So you know what I mean. So I don't find that part of it interesting. Like, I can watch Three Spires Paranormal, for example, with Lee, because they go into these places. They just make me laugh because they're a bit silly, but they're respectful, and that's what I mean. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think there has to be another way to do it, and something a little. So I don't know if I'm just finding it really boring. That's me. I don't know, but I still like some of the people that investigate. I've been watching a lot of historical crime things lately, and reading up about some of those. But yeah, I just I don't want my interest in paranormal to die, because I am. It's just I'm finding that a paranormal, in regard to spirits and ghosts and demons, I just honestly can't see anything ever proven. Even the priests that say they go in and do exorcisms, you're probably dealing with someone who's very, very ill mentally. Like, I don't even believe in that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'll eat my words if I ever meet a demon, but I just don't believe in any of it. I just don't. And I'm not even sure I believe in ghosts. But then people say that they've seen them. I haven't, but I have had strange experience, but I've not had a visual experience. So I don't know where I'm sitting with it at the moment, but I'm searching. There has to be a better way to contact someone from the other side than just sticking down one of these things. But is that still working? Oh, someone told me, I wonder if that's true. No, you can't. Someone told me that you can cheat with these when you're filming, that if you hold the button down, and it doesn't. Someone told me if you hold the button down, it'll keep lighting up. So it clearly doesn't. And then someone else told me that if you stick a magnet to it, that I can't test because I don't have a magnet here. But actually, there's one on. Oh, it lights up. There's a ghost in my TV screen. But yeah, but do you see what I mean? Anything can set the bloody things off. I've got, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So that's what I mean. I don't know. And I've got my spirit thingy, Bobby, my radio, the for doing Esther's method, or um, and I don't know. I just find that really relaxing doing the Estes method because you've blocked out. I can actually relax. I actually don't want to stop. I get into a mode where all of a sudden, because I'm concentrating on what I'm listening to and I'm not thinking about anything else, so I actually get into a really relaxed state. And I hate it when anyone goes, "Wake up." But do I think that's accurate? No, it's just something fun to do when you're bored stiff on an investigation. Let's see, what's Ian got to tell me? I spent years urban exploring many buildings and locations that have crossed over to paranormal channels. Never had anything peculiar happen. I wasn't looking for it. Maybe that makes a difference. No, you know what? I don't think it does make a difference, Ian, because if there was something odd there, yeah, I think you'd see it. I don't see why, why, yeah, I don't know. Urban exploring, I've got my friend Heather from Come Hither with Heather. She does that. Some of the places she goes to and the things that she sees and finds, it's really interesting. I do like that, but I'd be scared to do it only because with urban, as you know, Ian, you never necessarily know who's there. Crikey, can anyone hear my chicken? She must be laying a massive egg. Yeah, I'll just, so I don't have to move, I'll just ask a daughter to go and, can you check on the chooks? They're pretty loud. Can you hear the chickens or not? I'll be quiet. I went out there the other day, I collect their eggs, and one of the chickens had laid an egg. And oh my God, I haven't used it yet. It has to be a double yolk egg. It was massive. I thought, no wonder she was screaming like that. Let me see. Blue Sky. Lissa says, Ian, Noah Faraday explored places. He's got some cool videos. Yeah, I like the abandoned places videos. I do worry for them when they're in there. I've got a friend called Levy, and he does urban exploring. And anyone that's been around for a while knows who I'm talking about. He's a beautiful boy. He can't, whatever. He's a good boy. He's a good man. But he goes urban exploring, so I will watch his videos because I don't know how he finds these places. Like he finds mansions in America. He's on the East Coast, but he finds mansions with still photographs and furnishings and stuff in the bar, and like it's really mental. And I think, crikey, but I always worry because he has done a few videos where there has been people there, like, humans, not ghosts. Dr. Deb says, I think if they were haunted, you'd likely be more likely to experience something, not looking for it. Yeah, that's what I think. I think the more you look for it, the more you might hear or see things that aren't there. Because that's a thing, and I did have this discussion the other day. If you go to somewhere, and you'd be a liar if you said you don't, but if you go to somewhere and you have been told that this particular place has had a demon, a nasty ghost, people getting scratched, whatever, that's in the back of your mind, right? Despite whether you believe it or not, that's in the back of your mind. So you're already whether you know it or not, you're already a little heightened because you think, oh, what could that be? So then all of a sudden, any noise you hear, rather than listen to that noise properly, like, that's just the wind, or that's just a critter, or you will, is that the ghost? Is that the ghost tapping? So, you know, hang on, sorry. But yeah, like the human brain is exceptionally good at tricking you. So that's the other thing. Like as I say, I went to the Washoe Club by myself. I'd already done the hit. So I'd been there once before with Jason, Cassie, Ron, Levy, and we, you know, a couple of funny things happened. Like with me, that was the first time I ever got that funny the chills thing and the smell of cigar smoke. But that was the only thing that really happened. Did hear like what sounded like a little girl laughing. However, that was me fresh, not realizing you can't believe everything you're told by property owners. Now that I researched it and did a deep dive and knew who had died there, what had happened there, that nothing nasty actually happened there. I mean, people ended their own life there. A gentleman did pass away there, but there was, there was no nastiness towards ladies of the night. There was nothing horrible happened there at all, right? So then when I went back and I was there by myself in the dark, because you can't turn lights on there, I wasn't frightened. I wasn't on edge. I wasn't thinking, oh, what was that? Because I knew exactly what was around the building. I knew that there were some raccoons outside. I knew that there was a hole in the roof up the top. I knew different things, So I wasn't at all frightened, and I didn't hear or see a thing as much as I truthfully would have loved to. So that's what I mean. So when the first time I was there, I got the chills or whatever. But I did get the chills. But could that have been something else? I don't know. But yeah, I was in a different state of mind because I was fresh to it all and new to it all. But now that I know, sort the fact from the fiction, sort the BS from, the truth, and you shouldn't really be frightened in these places. The only things that should frighten you is if an actual human being is lurking, So that's all I'll say. So it's interesting. And of course, since, Mackie Mansion, all that, nothing has happened. And again, because I know the history of the house, no kids died in the house, nothing horrible, no one fell down the stairs and died. All that's not true. So when you go into these places and you realise that half of what you're being told is not true, you're not heightened anymore. So your brain can't trick you really. Cheryl, I'm only up to that. I saw a man hanging from the hallway when I was a child. He was there because Mum saw it too. Ooh. Well, that's what I'm saying. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying ghosts aren't real or that things can't be seen. That's for sure. But so far, bugger it, Cheryl, I haven't seen a freaking thing. I've certainly experienced weird things, but I still don't know, can I, like I have to admit, when I was at Waverley Hills Sanatorium, again, I wasn't scared. I could walk around there by myself. I wasn't scared at all being there, not even in the tunnel. But when I heard that humming through my ear, I said to Cassie, "Is that? Are you singing too, Cassie?" Because I had hummed whatever it was, and then there was humming, and I couldn't quite pick where it was coming from, other than sort of more this ear. Cassie said it was not her. Retrospectively, given that they were a little bit more experienced at investigating than I wish they had said, "Why? What did you hear?" And maybe we could have stopped and investigated some more. But yeah, and I didn't find that for months later. Like I put that out of my mind, and it wasn't until months later when I reviewed that I heard me singing, and then I heard the humming. Then I heard myself ask Cassie, and Cassie said, "No, it wasn't me." So what was that? I don't know. It wasn't me. But because I was there with 3 other people, I can't rule out that possibly, it was definitely female, so I can't rule out that possibly Cassie or even Ron did hum and just didn't realise. But otherwise, if that's, if I had just been by myself and got that, then I would have, despite the fact that no one else might believe me, I would have thought, well, crap, what was that? So, um, let's see, Ian. I explored an Iranian consulate one time, very odd placed. Loved the Ayatollah, those guys. Loved Old House. That's pretty cool. So you went to Iran. Oh, I don't think I'd want to go to Iran. I've got a cup of tea, guys. Lemon tea for my throat. Mm. So yeah, so there's it is an interesting thing. I think um, I think I'm more bound to history, and I think if anyone watches anything, yeah, it was Cheryl. I'm sure you've seen it, Cheryl. I've got the short. There's a short on my channel somewhere where you can hear it. But it was humming, so I was just filming in real time. I wanted people in real time listening to me, blah blah blah, to see how long it takes to walk from the bottom of the chute up to the top. So I just thought I'd film it, and you do have to stop halfway, like it's really because it's steep incline. And I was just walking, and then I was humming. I don't even know what I was humming, and then I stopped humming because I was puffed out. And then I heard, a humming a tune. And I laughed and said, are you singing too, Cassie? Thinking that she was singing as well. And she goes, what? And you can hear her. She goes, what? No, singing, no. And I'm like, I think I might have said humming. I don't know, it's that long ago. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I don't know. Oh, Dee, did you just come in, Dee? You must have. Yes, she did, because she's saying hello to everybody. Are you at work, Dee, or are you on an afternoon shift today? Yeah, it's Thursday morning here in Australia, guys. Yeah, so anyway, that's where I'm at the moment. I'm slowing down a little bit. I'll still, like when I'm away in September, I'm absolutely going to film everything, and when we do the investigations as the group, I'll do my best. Like I'll take my equipment. No, I'm not taking my equipment. I'll just take a camera. That's all I need. I've got a camera. I'm just taking my camera because I don't necessarily think the equipment's just think it's a load of crap, to be honest. Lots of money spent for things that you can't really help you prove a thing, to be honest. That's my opinion. But yeah, I'll definitely take some stuff. Hi, Helena. Ian says, my stepdaughter used to chat with a woman when she was a kid in an old pub she lived in. Was shown a book of old photographs years later and pointed her out. Picture was 100 years old. Oh, see, that's what I mean. That's the other way I'm thinking. A child, for example, it's always been known that for whatever reason, children can often see things that as an adult we can't. And I'm wondering if that's just because their brain is developing and it's still a sponge. They're still forming ideas. They're not tainted by life. They're not expecting anything. So perhaps they've got the ability consciously to override certain things and see things that as adults we just don't, because they do. Like I've seen some footage that I can't explain. Like I saw some a couple of weeks ago, a little toddler at a grave site, and I think it was a family member. I don't know if it was a close family member. I can't remember. But the little toddler was at the graveside. They'd gone to visit, and the little toddler's going, hello, hello. And then you see the little toddler reach up and go, bye. Like, what? That's what I mean. Obviously, the toddler could see something. She's too young to be mucking around and waving goodbye to people in a cemetery. At home, if you had toys around and you would play, whatever. But gosh, yeah, go check out Helena too. Helena's got a channel called Hauntingly Beautiful Adventures. Go check her out if you're bored and look at some of the stuff she does with her husband Matt. But yeah, what's wrong, Dee? What did I miss? Did I miss something in Dee? Oh, I'm still off work. Oh, Bloody hell. And without pay, Dee, or are they paying? Bugger. Yeah, go check out Hauntingly Beautiful Adventures. Yeah, I saw your lives go at a time sometimes, Helena, where I'm either just nodding off to sleep, or worse, it's in the middle of the day when I'm in the middle of something. I do try to pop in and see what everyone's talking about. I try. But yeah, I'm just saying, Helena, that I'm sort of sick of watching the same old paranormal. Are you here? Mate, touch this, do that. We've been doing that same thing for 20 years. I don't think much has changed. And I'm thinking there has to be another way. Do we need equipment of any sort that could measure something? I don't know. I think just a camera and a recorder of some description should be ample, and then work out a new way to communicate. Whether that be through someone learn. See, I'm useless at meditation. I can't. My brain doesn't shut down. The only time, as I said earlier, referring to the Estes method, that's the only time my brain can shut down and I can actually relax, because I'm not thinking of anything. I'm just thinking about what I'm listening to, and I really relax. So maybe that's a way I should learn how to meditate. But I think if we can get ourselves into possibly, I mean, it's a thought, if we can possibly get ourselves into some kind of way where we settle our brain down, we're relaxed and we're open and completely relaxed, it might work better to hear or see things, like to get rid of all the mess in our brains. So I don't know. Yes, you are. You are, Helena. Life is busy. Life is busy. Hi, Julie. There are Blue Sky. Thank you, Blue Sky. Liz has just put up the link to Helena's channel if everybody would like to go and check it out. And Julia, how are you today? I hope you're doing all right. Just to recap for anybody who wasn't here right at the beginning, where's my little piece of paper? I was telling everyone when they got here earlier where I'll be off to when I go to England in September. And I haven't got the full itinerary yet, Dee or Caroline. I don't think you heard it. And Maisie heard me, I think. I might do that, Ian. I might try and find someone. I did have someone once try to relax me with meditate, and they started to talk about imagine a beach and the waves, and I hate the beach. And I said, I hate the beach. It didn't work. Let me just say, it didn't work. Yes, I've investigated the Mackey Mansion a few times, but I've done the deep dive into the history. So the story of the lady falling down the stairs is bullshit. Never happened. Children dying in the house never happened. So there's a few things that you get told when you get shown through that house that are untrue. Certainly some very interesting things have happened around and near it, but that's a whole other discussion. But I love the Mackey Mansion. What's Dr. Deb say? I agree, Karen. Worth a try. I've always believed we overthink and overanalyze, evaluate everything as we grow up. So more open is unexpected. Yeah, relaxation techniques. That's what I'm thinking. And it's not easy to learn to relax. So I reckon if you set up some cameras, you go in, and again, my opinion on this differs an awful lot with everybody else's, but if you at least go in and know the history of the place you're going, when was it built, who was it built by, what was its primary use, did anyone die there, like actually die there, not the stories you get told that are rubbish. Does that mean that the people that died there are haunting it? No. But you've got an idea of the history, so you might have an idea of what kind of people, if it is haunted, may still linger. You might have an idea of how to question better. So that's why I like to know the history of the building and know the truth. Because if you do go in there and listen to what you're told, A woman fell down the stairs and broke her neck. Oh, the Mackie children died here. No, they didn't. Okay, no, they didn't. You go in and you think, oh, well, that's what that is. So once you realise that that never happened there, then you've got to think, well, who the hell am I talking to? If you're actually getting anything, who are you talking to? Certainly not a kid. But anyway, that's just me. I was going to tell you all again just where I'm off to. So I'm going to England in September. I get there on the 1st of September. So from the 1st of September to the 11th of September, I'm with a group of, there's 9 of us plus my friend MJ. No children have died there at all, Helena. None. I can give you all the info on that, but yeah, no children have died in the house at all ever. What was I up to? Oh yes. So in that 11 days, I'll be doing 4 paranormal investigations. I know there'll be one at the in Wales at an old inn, and a castle. We're staying the night in a castle or castle. So we'll be doing one there. Hi, Scott Jarvis, Metalhead. Going to where is it? The Warwick. I would say Warwick because we say Warwick here in Australia. So I think it's a Warwick Castle. Going to Highgate Cemetery, doing the usual rounds, the Tower of London and those sorts of places. But the name of the inn that's in Wales is called the Skirrid Mountain Inn. And we get to investigate that as well. I'm not sure if we're staying there the night, probably. But it was said that, 180 hangings took place in that. Now, if any place was going to have the haunting of anyone that was none too happy about being hung by the neck, I'd say that would be a pretty good starting point. But again, now that I'm hoping to get the itinerary so I can look at some of these places I'll be going to and in my own head have an idea of what the history is. So that'll be pretty cool. Do that, Helena. I'll give you the link to watch where I put all the history together for you, and I'll tell you who to talk to. But yeah, the history of the Mackie Mansion as told by the person who tours you through, no, none of it's correct. The children that she refers to, the little girl, Mackie, she says, Mrs. Mackie's daughter, rah, rah, rah. No, they didn't die there. She died in a different state. Mr. Mackie was not that child's father, and that little girl died in a different state and was buried in a different place. She never died in the house. There is no, I think they call her Emma. I'm going off the top of my head now. No. And Peter, no. So unfortunately, tales are told, all made up. But yeah, and certainly no one fell down the stairs and broke their neck. But there were a lot of deaths, Helena, right near the mansion, and I can explain that to you when you message me. Happy to help with the actual truth. Let me see. Oh, hang on. Ooh. Karl Marx. Where's the memorial for Karl Marx? I don't like Karl Marx. I mean, I think he had a nice idea to begin with, but it wasn't a good one. It wasn't a good one. It didn't work out much, did it? I don't think he was Karl Marx is in Russia. I'm not going to Russia. And don't be a smart ass, Ian. Just because, I want to see America great again. Certainly better than Dementia Land. Now, that's all I'll say. Let's have a look. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing when I'm in England. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I'm looking forward to, you told me what it was before. Tell me, I'll find it. Tell me what it was called again, Ian, where I want to go and see the horses. Struth. He told me before. Oh, he can tell me again. He's good at typing, Ian. He's good. But yeah, where the horses are in the guard boxes. I want to go and see the King's Guard. I want to go and see the horsies. I don't think you're allowed. I have seen people feed them, but I'm surprised that they're allowed to, because I'd be worried someone will, poison them or something. And what else? I might go and see some museums while I'm there. And I want to go to some antique shops, and I want to go to Ireland, and I want to go to France, and I want to go. I'm definitely going up to Scotland, and I definitely have to go into those vaults in Edinburgh. Um, um, I thought Karl Marx was Russian. I don't know. Who cares? Are you sure he's not Russian? Well, anyway, whatever he was, it doesn't matter. He's dead. and no, I'm not going to go visit him. Whitehall, Horse Guards. Thank you. That's where I'm going. Oh, well, she might not have said it's Mackie's child, but she said it's Mrs. Mackie's child. So she referred to it as Emma. But yeah, no children died in the house at all. I can promise you that. Absolutely none. Okay, you can't listen to anything that she says because it's not true. I'm trying to remember what she tells you that is true. Oh, even the guards being shot never happened. Just letting you know. What happened, Helena, is in the 40s, late 40s, early 50s, they wanted to bring tourism back into Virginia City. So there was what do you call it when a group of people, a committee was put together. The committee comprised of some ladies and gentlemen who said, look, what are we going to do? So one of the things they did was put a picture that is not Julia Bulett. They put a picture of Julia Bulett in the bucket of blood. They said that that was her picture, and that if you paid money through their little looking glass, you could see her burial where she was buried up on the hill, right? Well, the actual true story with that is that thing that you could see where she was buried was actually built by people. They went up there and did it, and they put it in a place that was purposefully put there so you could do that. Okay, so that's not her grave. Wherever she's buried, we're unsure of, but she's not buried there. So that's the start of it. Then they decided, okay, what about all these other places? What other stories can we come up with that will get people interested in coming to Virginia City to see the ghosts? So you hear stories of Mark Twain at certain hours of the morning being seen walking down the boardwalks of Virginia City. Stories to do with the Washoe Club, for example, that are completely untrue, were made up. So there is proof that these were made up, including the stories of the Mackey Mansion, including the death of children there. It just never happened. No children died in that house. It was an office, and the people that lived in there would be the I've gone blank. The man in charge. Supervisor. The supervisor would live in that house because it was an office, okay? And the supervisor would live in the house. If he had a family, they would live in there with him. But no children have died there. I did find something that indicated that possibly one of the supervisors passed away in the house, but I'm still looking for that because that was a whisper, and I can't remember where I saw the link to that. So it is possible, but I can't remember where I saw it, so I've got to find it again. But so far as actual deaths in the house, there are none. It's not to say that someone didn't, but but there's nothing. There's nothing researchable. And the story about the two guards that were shot, oh, actually, no, sorry. The guard was shot. I can't remember. The guard got shot, and then he shot the robbers dead, or the guard surprised, or whatever that is. It didn't happen. That was another one of those stories made up. And it worked. So I don't know what the little hole is that they try to show you, that they say that's a bullet hole above the door. But, yeah, there's a lot of that unfortunately is untrue. And I have gone to great lengths to find the truth in that. There is nothing in the newspapers. There is nothing in the Nevada Museum. There is nothing. And it turns out that those stories were sort of part and parcel of what that little community made up, that little a lot of ladies made up. So there's a whole lot to Virginia City that is just bullshit, which is sad. But if you argue it with anybody, it can cause arguments because people are making money off of some of these lies. The owner of the Mackey Mansion doesn't like the ghost stories being told. He does not like the ghost stories being told at all. He doesn't think the place is haunted. And, he says sometimes odd things happen, but can't say it's haunted. He would prefer people to go to the Mackey Mansion and learn the history of the actual Mr. Mackey and what he did and the mansion. And there are deaths associated with mine. And that's the other thing I can show you later, Helena, where Mackey Mansion is, because it was the office and that's where people would come and get paid and all that sort of thing. The mine entrance was, I want to say, about 200 yards away from where Mackey is. And there were deaths in those mines, and indeed there's still bodies there. Now, there is one story you get told by her when you go out, and she'll tell you that under that gazebo, the gazebo is there and it's capping the mine entrance, and underneath is all these dead miners. No, it's not. All right, the mine, that's an untrue thing she's telling you. The mine entrance that was capped is actually just about in front of the school, and that's where the bodies are. So there are bodies there still in the shafts because there was a big fire. So a lot of things did happen there that could indicate that there could be spirit around. But unfortunately, most of what you get told when you go in there is rubbish. But there you go. Yeah, please remember to like and share and stuff. Oh, look at me. I've been talking for an hour already. What's Dee saying? King's Guard horses, you're not allowed to feed. There is live footage on YouTube. You can touch them, but not the reins. Horses, as you know, sense bad people sometimes. Yeah, I watch it all the time. I watch it. I'm fascinated. At least probably 3 or 4 times a day I'll watch one of those videos. So there's one horse there in particular. He has the little white stripe on his face. He's got a name. I can't remember it now. I think it starts with O. He bites everyone. He's a shocker. He bites everyone. And I laugh when I watch, because people go up and they touch the reins. They grab the reins of the horses and the King Guard shouts out, "Hands off the reins." And you see people, one lady got knocked, like bang, right over and fell over. And then I think, you idiots, it's clearly marked. The horses can kick, bite, whatever. And you see people hold up little babies. The horses could quite easily get that baby's head in its mouth, and horses can be nasty. So I think some people are stupid because they don't understand horses. But yeah, I love watching it. I know. The horses, they're funny. And there's one horse there that's pretty cute. I'm not going to get, no, I'm telling a lie if I say I'm not going to get too close, because I'll be there by myself unless I can give someone my camera to take a picture of me. But I'm not, I don't know. I don't know, because I'm respectful of the soldier. They're doing the job. They're not there for our entertainment. That's their job, and that's the horse's job. But yeah, I've got to go see them. All right, guys. So what do you reckon? Anybody else that got anything else to say to me? Other than that, remember on Sunday, I will be live as per usual, whatever time that normally is for you guys. I can't remember, 10 o'clock for me. And my friend Derek from Ghosting Paranormal will join me. At least at this point, he said he will. Just got to check the times, okay, but he said he'd like to. So I'll introduce you all to Derek. He's a lovely man, he's a boy to me, but he's a man. I mean, I don't know how old Derek is, but anyway, come on and meet him, and he can tell you about what he does, and you might have another channel that you might like to watch. You could probably check. I don't know if Derek has actually put anything new out of late, because he took a break away from it. Like, he took away a break from investigating altogether. So I don't know what's up on his channel now. But as I say, if you want to look it up, it's called Ghosting. So Ghosting Paranormal. And it's Derek. And so if you want to check it out before Sunday. But other than that, I'm going to head off. It's 11 a.m. I just wanted to do a little quickie and touch base with everybody because you're all gorgeous. And Betty, if you're still listening, mwah, 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 there you are. um, hang on. We loved it when our cousins would visit. You could see our horses smile. They would get on, and our horses would give them a ride from hell. I know. I know. Horses are cheeky. Good, Cheryl. Good, good. Yeah, so I'll pop up as soon as I get the absolute confirmation from Derek that he'll be there. I'll put up a little thumbnail with his picture and stuff, and you can see who he is. But yeah, check his channel out if you like. He's a good-looking boy. So there you go. You'll have a bit of eye candy, ladies. And Ian. Yes, sorry, Ian. Yes, that's Muffin, the Rottweiler. I've got chickens screaming. They were fine. My daughter said that they were laying eggs. Bloody hell. So the chickens were fine. And yes, that's just Muffin, the Rottweiler. She snores like that. She woke me up with her snoring last night. I was like, I was having such a nice sleep. So I woke up, it was about 3:00. I went and found the little baby rats and gave them a cuddle and gave them some milk and then put them back to bed. Actually, I need to feed them. I better go and give them some milk, make sure they're nice and warm. As I say, out of those 3 little baby rats, I'm not sure about one. I think one might not be strong enough to survive, but the other 2 are. So, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope the other little one kicks in a bit. All right. Well, everybody be good. So it's Thursday for me and it's Wednesday night for you guys. 4th of July tomorrow for you guys. It's the 4th of July now for me. But 4th of July tomorrow for the Americans. Have a wonderful 4th of July. I was supposed to be there and I'm not, but maybe next year. Have a wonderful 4th of July and enjoy everything. So yeah, just enjoy everything. Have a wonderful 4th of July. And I shall speak to you. Even you don't forget your photo ID to vote. Exercise. Oh yes, do vote. Who should they vote for, Ian? I've heard the fellow with the last name of F. I can't say it. Fogaroy, or whatever. I've heard he's all right. Yeah, go listen to Dr. Carl. All right, my darlings, have a really good day, and I'll talk to you on Sunday, on my Sunday, your Saturday, whatever it is. So have fun.